Welcome back to another segment about Richland school districts and the programs that make a difference, where we never give up on students. You are about to meet two outstanding students from Rivers Edge High School and a teacher that truly never gives up on kids. Let's begin with Brian Seitz, who is that instructor. Brian came to our school district after graduating from Eastern Washington University in 2003. You're going to be impressed with everything he's done since 2003. He got his master's degree from Heritage. He manages the contract learning program for Rivers Edge. He's been recognized by the National Dropout Prevention Network as a Crystal Star Award winner last year. He then worked in his national board certification and passed national boards, right, Brian? Did all that work, you passed. He was the 2008 Distinguished Alumni Award for Community Building with Rivers Edge and Eastern Washington University. And he has just about gotten ready to take on the rest of the world, I believe, at this point, haven't you, Brian? By making a difference with kids.
It's on the to-do list.
It's on the to-do list. Okay.
It'll
now,
take a while.
Two great students I want you to meet. Immediately on my left is Melody Camp. And Melody is going to be talking about how she has gotten connected and what her goals are in going forward towards community college for next year. I shouldn't say community college, I say Columbia Basin College. And then next to her is Cody Lochridge. Now, Cody also took part in the We the People program, right, Cody? And we're going to talk about how you got to where you are now and what your future goals are. I'm going to start with Mr. Seitz, though, for just a minute. And Brian, you know, I came to you and I said, wow, how did you make that difference? How did you increase the number of kids who are dreaming beyond just finishing high school? How did you do that?
You know, I think at the core of that, it's beyond just one person, and I always, you know, look to, as a school, our entire culture shifted, I think, about 5 or 6 years ago. And really it became a lot of students who had the desire but didn't know how to necessarily access going beyond life after high school. Mm-hmm. So we as a staff, and in particular in the contract learning program, we began to kind of incorporate a lot of things that were very designed and intentional, whether that was taking time on Fridays in January to have FAFSA Friday and collaborating with, you know, people at the university level to find out the answers to our questions. That evolved into things like career planning as part of our curriculum, which we were doing already a little bit anyway, but now, as these guys will tell you, they saw scholarship essays sometimes before they ever applied for the scholarships, you know, because they were doing it as part of a class. So I think as a staff, we really began to push ourselves to push these kids to higher levels. And what you see today is that result of just a whole group of people at Rivers Edge, not just me, taking on you know, something beyond just going to school, teaching, and going home. This is more than that to us.
Sounds like it's very intentional. Mm-hmm. It's work of the heart, if I may,
yes.
As opposed to just teaching or seeing this just as a job. And so I want to get to know our kids a little bit because I know you're very proud of them. I'm going to start with Cody first. And Cody, could you tell me just a little bit about why Rivers Edge, your travels to get there, and what does your future look like now?
Oh, my future, it's open, like it's like a giant field pretty much. I can virtually do anything now. I went just regular high school. I wasn't too terribly committed. I wasn't having a good time. I didn't enjoy being there, but I made the transition a couple years in over to Rivers Edge, and I really, like right when I first started, you feel at home and at ease. It's a small, very close-knit group of people, and you really, it's not a school. It's a big family. You feel so welcome, and everybody's so dedicated to helping you get to where you need to be.
So it's not a place to slide and glide. It's a place where you're going to be pushed to really get to that whole next level.
Yes, it's a very common misconception that if you go to Rivers Edge, which is an alternative school, that you just go and they kind of hand you credits to get done.
Doesn't sound like that's true.
That's not the case at all. You have to. There's so much time and effort put in. I mean, I work a full-time job, and I was still going to school, having troubles, but then I made the switch over to contract learning. I was doing the classes individually by myself, and I was able to get that one-on-one with the teachers that I really needed. Math with Brian, language arts with Jackie. Barbie's always there, kind of giving you that extra little, come on, you can do it.
You can do it.
Just kind of helping push you, and it's honestly the best school I've ever been to. The only school I really want to ever be to anymore.
Wow, that's impressive, because I know the names, I have the faces of everyone that you talked about. They're very dedicated individuals, but they would never let you slide. I'm going to talk with Melody a little bit. And Melody, what was your path to River's Edge?
Well, before I went to River's Edge, my family moved around a lot. And by the time I was a junior, or at the end of my junior year, college wasn't an option really at all. I was just focused on graduating, and I tried doing online school, and it was hard because they expect a lot out of you, and there's not really anyone to help guide you.
And it's tough, isn't it?
Yeah, I ended up trying to get everything done the last couple weeks of school, and it didn't turn out good. So then I was trying to figure out something else I could do, because I knew that wasn't going to work. And my sister had talked to me about alternative school when she was going to River's Edge, and I hadn't wanted to do it because I kind of figured it was where they sent all the other bad kids, and
that misconception that Cody just talked about.
I didn't really know the type of people are going to be there, and but I just thought about the program, because she told me about contract learning, and I'm well, that sounds kind of something I'd be interested in. And so I kind of had to persuade my mom to do it, because she didn't know if I'd be great at an alternative school. And so I ended up doing it, and like he said, it's different than any other school I've been to. I mean, because I've been to schools that have actually liked them, I didn't have a problem going to them, but they're really focused on not just helping you graduate, but they want to make sure you do something else with your life afterwards. So
they see possibility in both of you that maybe you didn't see in yourself, that you didn't think you would be able to do. Now, I know that you are doing some Running Start, or had done some Running Start as part of this program. First of all, Brian, how did you get Melody convinced that maybe Running Start at Columbia Basin College might be a good fit for her?
I think, like you said, we as teachers always kind of see the best in each and every student. The hopeless optimism kind of side of me that you give me a hard time for, but at the same time love about our school is we have to give them a fresh start. And so I knew she had her ups and downs. Some of the things were out of her control. So really it came down to getting her to believe in herself enough to take that big step and to take a risk. Really, there's a risk of failure. You take an entrance exam, and if you're not prepared, or you go into it expecting something and it comes back, the fear of failure is huge for a lot of our students, or even just any student. So really getting them past that point of, here are the things I can supply you with to make you feel prepared. I mean, just today I was talking to, I think, 2 other students who are looking at that as an option for next year. And what can we do to help them feel comfortable in the testing setting, but also once you're there, making sure that we don't just let you go off to CBC and then have no connection. We try to keep that connection so that we're helping them make that transition and support them. And Cody here is in the same boat. He's heard me preach quite a bit about the Compass test, and he's taking it pretty seriously. He's already done with his graduation requirements, so now he's preparing for being a freshman next fall and doing well on the test, so he doesn't have to take anything below the college level. So we're
wonderful. Let's talk about that next step with both of you. Cody, Brian opened this up. Let's talk about where are you headed. You're studying the Compass test, which is like an entrance placement test. And if you do really well, you go right into college credit classes. If not, you're going to have to take some classes that you don't get college credit for. So I know it's important, but let people know what your future looks like.
My future, it's gold.